Hey, parents and students, this is Mr. Swain. It is October the 2nd, Friday, and it's time for eNews. We have a lot of stuff on the list today, so I'll try to get through it as quickly as possible. First and foremost, you noticed yesterday that you got the survey for determining what your decision for your child would be come October the 19th for the second 9 weeks. Your two options are they can stay at home and stay virtual, or they can come to school. And then if they are here at school, we will be rotating our electives. As you peruse this e-news, there is a video down just a little bit from me that kind of explains what that looks like, why we're doing what we're doing, how those decisions were made. Thought that might be informative for some of you. I know that there were some questions yesterday. A couple of Facebook posts, over 100 posts on there with questions and stuff. And I tried to answer a couple of them on there. And then I was like, I'll just send it to them this way. And that way everybody gets the same message. So if you look a little bit further down there, there's a video that kind of explains how this whole thing's going to work. Also in this video, our PTA, great PTA folks, we had a meeting on Tuesday. It was pretty well attended. We had quite a few people there, able to kind of lay out some plans for them. And I was there. I introduced Miss Neary, our assistant principal for sixth grade, the newest one we had. She said a little bit about herself, and then we answered some questions that we could for the PTA members. At that meeting, we also talked about PTA reflections. PTA Reflections is right around the corner. There's a video in this e-news as well explaining the theme. And I believe it's I Matter Because. It's something that our kids sometimes don't always participate in. We usually have about 8 or 9 kids. I'd love to see 40 or 50 kids participate this year. And it's all being done virtual, so they would have a virtual submission that they would send in. We're also going to have our huddles teachers in a little competition to see who gets the most kids out of their huddle to participate, to make it kind of a fun little thing. But the most important thing about it is that kids are involved in these kinds of things, and that they know why they matter, and that they can tell their story. And I will really look forward to seeing them and being able to see all the different things that our kids bring to the table that, as principal, I don't always get to hear those things. So it's always exciting for me to get to see them, and this is a great opportunity to see that. Also in this, we have a note from the nurse about immunizations. If you are a 7th grader and she has been trying to get in contact with you about getting those shots done, you need to make sure you get that done. The state of Texas has said that whether you're virtual or in person doesn't matter, that you will be excluded from school come the date. And I can't remember it right off the top of my head, but it's in this e-news. If you do not have that done by that day, you will not be allowed to be participating in class, whether that's virtually in class or in person here in the building. So please just make sure you get that taken care of so that doesn't become an issue when we get to that date. The counselors have also put a bunch of stuff in this e-news for us. There's actually 4 things in there under the counselor corner I would encourage you to look at. One of them is a podcast that they did with Mr. Vasquez, our ITS. There's their blog post for this week is also in there. And then there are 2 opportunities for our community, one for our students and one for our parents, 2 book clubs. The student one, I'm not really quite sure. I think it says in there what it is. The parent one we talked about a little bit, and it's a social media book that Dr. Amy Grosso from our safety and security department recommended to different campus individuals, and the 2 counselors saw it and thought that'd be a really good idea. And so they are putting that book club together for parents. If you would like to participate in that as well, that would be awesome. Kind of last but not least, we have volleyball coming up around the corner. It's not until October the 15th, I believe, is our first game, but there's some changes to the way we are doing attendance. And so I really wanted to start letting you know what that would look like. So we have a couple of weeks of information out there. So hopefully the word gets spread all the way across the board. I know the coaches have talked to the kids have talked to the parents, the coaches have sent things out to the parents, but I want everybody to be aware, you must have a ticket to come into the gym. Those tickets will be provided before the day of the game. So each kid will get 2 tickets. Those kids will give tickets to whoever they want to give them to. Those folks will then come with their ticket to the game. Everybody that enters the building has to have a ticket, whether they are 95-year-old grandma or 6-month-old brother or sister. Everybody has to have a ticket. So if mom and dad walk up and they got a little baby with them, they need to have 3 tickets. That is just the way it has to be for right now. It's an inconvenience, and we understand that. Quite frankly, we've been inconvenienced with a lot of stuff in our lives these days. And so this is just in order to try to keep everybody safe. As you go to visit other campuses, as you're a visitor, where our volleyball team is playing volleyball at a different campus. Sometimes you get more tickets because their gyms are bigger. For instance, if you go to Deer Park has a much larger gym and they get 4 tickets per person. So you might be strategic about when you're bringing who to what game to allow more people to be able to attend. I did miss one thing. There's a link in here about some parent seminars that the district is doing. It's just different things that parents might be interested in doing. Dr. Amy Grosso, that I mentioned earlier, is in charge of all of those seminars, and they look like some really good topics that you might be interested in. So take advantage of those if you would like to. And now, last but not least, it is October 2nd. It's hard to believe that we've made it all the way to October, but tonight is the first high school football game in Round Rock ISD, at least the first one that matters. Westwood played last night. Well, Lake Travis played last night and Westwood was on the field. But tonight, Round Rock is playing Belton at Dragon Stadium. Tickets went on sale earlier this week. And again, you have to have your ticket prior to showing up at the game. They will not be selling tickets at the game. You can go to the Round Rock ISD website and see if there's any tickets available. Quite frankly, I don't know. I bought mine on Sunday. So if you get the opportunity and you're looking for something to do tonight and there's a game of and there's tickets available, come on out. I love seeing Chisholm families there. I just really love it when our whole Round Rock learning community supports every school in the community. And with Round Rock High School being the namesake of our learning community, I think that's a really good opportunity for us to go support them. So I think the kick is at 7:30 tonight. We're playing Belton, like I said before. Hopefully we'll have a good team this year and we'll be able to really root the Dragons onto some victories. It's supposed to be nice this weekend. As always, get out and do something fun with your family. I know Texas is playing TCU tomorrow at 11 on Fox. That's where my family will be, or at least I'll be, is watching that game. I think the Aggies play somebody. I don't know who they play, and whoever they're playing, that's who I'm rooting on. So go Texas, go whoever the Aggies are playing, and y'all have a great weekend.